What's up, passionate DJs, and welcome to my review of the brand new Denon DJ SC Live 4. Now, I originally posted my thoughts, my initial unboxing and first impressions on this on Monday, but now I've had the week to spend with it and play on it and really kind of compare it to other stuff, such as the Denon DJ Prime 4 you might see behind me there, because on paper, when you first look at it, you probably go, that's a Prime 4 with speakers, and that's pretty close, but there are some other big differences between the two. We're going to compare it to the other standalone system on the market, the Numark Mixstream Pro, talk about the differences there, and once again, talk about who this is for and why it might be for you. This is a great system that I've had a lot of fun with, and the speakers, just right off the bat, they sound pretty good. We're going to demo those in the middle of the video, so check that out. If you want to skip right to that, you can click the little chapter marker below. But with that said, let's get on with it. The Denon DJ SC Live 4 and 2 are lovely new standalone DJ systems with built-in speakers. The Live 4 is a bit like a stripped-down Prime 4, both in that it removes some of the features from the flagship player, and also with its lack of metal faceplate. Now, I wouldn't call them revolutionary pieces of DJ gear. There's not any one standout feature here that we've not seen before, with the one exception of support for Amazon Music Unlimited. But what the SC Live 4 and 2 offer is something that Denon DJ is known for at this point, providing tons of features for your dollar. The Denon DJ SC Live 4, shown here today, is now the cheapest 4-channel standalone DJ system on the market. In fact, aside from its older sibling, the Prime 4, it's the only true 4-channel standalone, meaning of course that it can play and control 4 simultaneous tracks and does not require the use of a laptop. Powered by Engine DJ, it runs the same OS that powers all the other Denon players, and it'll get continuous updates just like all those other products have. However, should you want to involve your laptop, it also makes for a pretty killer DJ controller. It includes a license for Serato DJ Pro, and is compatible with Virtual DJ if you have a license for that. And yes, your DJ software will display up on the screen. With its built-in Wi-Fi, 7-inch multi-touch display, 3 media slots, and several streaming services with which to source your tunes, the Live 4 is an entire DJ system in a box. This is even further reinforced by the inclusion of onboard speakers, something we first saw on the Numark Mixstream Pro, but these sound substantially better. The SC Live 2 is essentially, the 2-channel version of this. For a savings of $200, you get 2 fewer mix channels, fewer pads, and a smaller footprint, but it's otherwise the same device. The Denon DJ SC Live 4 and 2 are both available from my friends at the DJ Hookup. Now, you see, we work with the DJ Hookup as a major retailer of DJ gear, the highest rated one online, by the way, because it gives us access to a bunch of different brands without encouraging us to be biased towards any of them. But the reason that you should work with the DJ Hookup is because they have a best price guarantee, free shipping, 90-day returns, financing options, and the representatives in their little chat bar are passionate about DJ gear and will help answer any questions that you have. So head on over to thedjhookup.com and order your DJ controller now. Now, there's a good chance that when you take your SC Live 4 or 2 out of the box that it's going to need a firmware update. The interesting thing is, normally you would be able to do an over-the-air update. You've been able to do that since about Engine 2 point something, where it would pop up and tell you there's an update, and then you could say update from the web, and it'll do the whole thing. It'll download it and restart. But these devices had a day 1 update, and it had to do with the Amazon Music service. I guess there's a chipset on here that, I don't know, it has some aggressive DRM or something going on with Amazon Music, but they needed a day 1 update, and it doesn't seem to support that over-the-air update. And so what I've done is I've put mine on an SD card. You can go to the Engine website. I'll link it below. So then what I'm going to do is tell it to update. See here, it says it found it. Because I put that into the SD card. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And the reason that this is significant, I usually make a mention about updating your firmware because Engine OS is constantly releasing updates, and in this case,
you won't be able to do any over-the-air updates if you have the same version that I do and it's waiting for that day one update. Let's go ahead and get this puppy off of here. Oh yeah. Now the stuff that I want to talk about right off the bat is all up here at the top of the device. We have this very lovely HD display here. It's a 7-inch display, and it looks great. You know, it looks like the same resolution and clarity as other Denon products, but it is significantly smaller than the Prime 4 actually. So you do notice that. I'm not like squinting my eyes to see it or anything like that, and like I said, the clarity is good, the brightness is good, all that kind of stuff, but it's definitely notably smaller than the Prime 4, and also you don't have that tilt feature that the Prime 4 has, so you can angle it exactly how you like. And then of course we have the speakers up here. The speakers are an interesting addition. We first saw this once again with the Mixstream Pro, and now we're seeing it move up the chain a little bit to higher end gear. I think that really kind of gears this system towards doing things like live streams. It's perfect for live stream because you have this built-in monitoring system right here. You don't have to worry about hooking up an extra set of speakers. It's all right here. You can control it right here. You don't have to like walk away from your setup to adjust the volume somewhere else. You know, all these little things that pop up when you're like trying to do a live stream by yourself. You have everything on the board here, which is great. So you get all the great engine OS features for mixing and DJ stuff, but then you can also control the volume if you want to, using these little monitor speakers here, plus your lighting. It supports Philips Hue, Nano Leaf, and DMX. So you kind of have a whole one-stop shop thing going on here, similar to the Prime 4, but just with some of its main features stripped out or stripped back. For example, you can't connect external sources to the Live 4 or the Live 2. So I hope you can tell from the recording. I know it's difficult, but the speakers on the Live 4 are definitely a large leap up from the Numark. Definitely get some sound quality there, and there's enough bass, or maybe you'd call it mid-bass, where it literally shakes the device a little bit. Like when you put hands on it, you can feel it, which is actually kind of satisfying. It gives it a little bit of that club feel, which is pretty cool. Once again, you control the volume right here, and you can switch that monitor on and off right there. Moving down a little bit, so we've got loop controls here. This is my favorite kind of loop control. It's the single rotary controller, where you can push the button and it'll grab a loop, and then you can twist it to adjust the size. Of course, if you prefer to manually set your in and out points, you can do that there. Then you've got all the stuff you expect for normal decks. You've got your vinyl mode so that you can do, scratch movements, your beat sync and your key sync, accessing your secondary decks right here for 3 and 4. We'll come back to the jog wheels here in a second, but I want to come down here to the beat pads, which are clicky. They click, but they're not real snappy. They have a good beat drum, beat pad feel, but they don't have like velocity sensitive, so it doesn't matter how hard you hit them. I love that they have pitch bend buttons still, and I really like these really long throw pitch faders. Something I always mention as an old school kind of DJ at this point who likes to do some manual mixing. I like when there's lots of room to make those adjustments. So the jog wheels, right? We get these displays in the middle, which is really nice. They don't do fancy stuff like the Prime 4, like show high-resolution artwork, but they're very functional. They show you like time remaining, the BPM, the track position, all that kind of stuff right there. Now these jog wheels, really nice, I have to say. They just don't make any noise at all. They spin rather freely. I mean, they feel like smaller versions of the like SC players, which is a great compliment. And then one thing I want to point out is the general layout of the mixer. You'll see that Denon has made perhaps a bold move and gone to this club mixer style of layout with the effects and everything, so that rather than on, say, the Prime 4, which has a traditional like controller style, you know, the knobs and buttons up here where the speakers are, this is more like a Denon mixer or a Pioneer mixer or something like that, where you assign, you know, which channel you're affecting, and then or the master, adjust some parameters here, and then you can engage or disengage the effects by pushing that button. So very familiar to a lot of DJs, and really cleans this up and makes room for these big speakers. And as I've mentioned in a couple of videos by now, it seems like we're starting to get away a little bit from that controller-y style of lots of knobs and stuff up here. Knobs and sliders all feel, I mean, basically how I remember them from just about any other Denon gear. I'd say that this crossfader is a little bit noisy. I probably wouldn't do a bunch of hardcore scratching work on it. It's not the loosest, you know, one ever, but, you know, I don't think that that's what most people are buying this for. And again, I've covered a lot of Denon gear at this point and engine-powered stuff, and so I don't want to go through like a tutorial of everything that you can do with engine, but just a couple of things. So as you can see, I'm connected to my Wi-Fi, I'm connected to Dropbox. There are other services available here, including Amazon Music, which is a first on this device. So we have a situation here where it's really easy to just turn the machine on and start mixing, in the same vein as the Mixstream Pro, but this is like a Big Daddy version of that, right? So you got all these streaming services, or in my case I'm using Dropbox here, and basically you load a track and it just kind of starts working. And by default you get this kind of layout like this, where you can see all the tracks and you can browse at the same time, which is really nice. Though if you want to change that view, if you just hit view, it'll bring you to the browse, but if you hit shift and view, then you can change what that layout looks like. It's with this view here you can really see the limitations of the 7-inch screen. It's not that it's hard to read necessarily, it's that the browse section is pretty much useless. You can't even see what one word is. So I would much rather at this point just switch views between the full browse and then go back to maybe a view like this, so that you know, I'm making the best use of the screen real estate. And of course you get your one knob sweep effects here. I'll just give a quick demo of that. Hopefully you can hear this. Here's a filter. Full kill. Noise. An echo. And then a wash effect.
Now, an interesting thing happened the day after I posted my unboxing day 1 video. Denon DJ reduced the price. So, the one benefit of me being somewhat late to the game here is that I can speak about pricing and competition with this context in mind. As it turns out, I have an entire ultimate guide dedicated to the subject of standalone DJ systems like this, and I'll have to update it now that these are out, but you can always get to the latest version of that guide by visiting passionatedj.com/standalones. Now remember, as I stated before, This is the only true 4-channel standalone system on the market aside from the Prime 4, so those are literally your only options if that's important to you. The Prime 4 also lets you connect external sources like turntables or CDJs, lets you install a hard drive so you can keep all your music with you, has a bigger screen and more professional connectivity options. Now the Prime 2 is discontinued, so we don't need to worry about comparing that. As far as other stuff running Engine OS, the only other device with onboard speakers is that Numark Mixstream Pro. It's certainly a less capable device, but at $599, it's an insane value, even more so than either the SC Live 4 or 2. The Prime Go is also a less capable device in many ways, but its onboard battery gives you 4 hours of standalone use. Now, seriously, the Prime Go is just a dope little piece of hardware, and it's much easier to carry around. And that brings us to the Pioneer XDJ RX3, which has a bigger and better screen. With these things, it's always a question of ecosystem. People who want to get into the Pioneer and Rekordbox thing because the venues they play have it, they should choose something like this. The SC Live 4 is a terrific system, but it's a bit large. Not nearly as large as the Prime 4, mind you, but it definitely takes up some desk space. And this is where one might be tempted to go with the SC Live 2 instead, if they don't care about 4 channels so much. Like the Mixstream Pro before it, these devices have a way of letting you dive in and out of DJing on a whim. And seriously, it makes a huge difference when the gear that you're using has built-in Wi-Fi and streaming services and speakers. I find myself turning them on and just mixing here and there for fun because it's so accessible. And with that, my final thought is, I'm not 100% sure who the SC Live 2 is for. The Live 4 makes sense at this new price point, but if what you want is that portable device that you can sling around anywhere, that's the Mixstream Pro, or even the Prime Go. These new devices are terrific for rocking a small room, and perfect for monitoring in a live stream, but its speakers will not be useful as monitors in a really loud club. I just want to be clear about that. If you've been thinking about a Prime 4 for a long time, but you just haven't been able to justify the price, this is the answer to your prayers.
Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this review of the SC Live 4 and 2. Once again, you know where to get it, thedjhookup.com. I really like this device, and I think that you will too. Make sure that you like and subscribe for more awesome hardware-related videos just like this. Take care, and keep on spinning.